All right. So, we are live. We are live. What's going on, everybody? We got Sam Evans. What's going on, Sam?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for being the first, one of the first EE show guests. Man, just happy to have people that want to be on the show and talk to two guys named Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get the Facebook live going because that's where the money is.
Yep.
Sorry, YouTube and Twitch and Periscope. If you're watching this now, we love you guys too, but I want to make sure that Facebook is lit up.
Yep. I wish I had a way to quite literally notify absolutely everybody
We do.
on LinkedIn because they don't have live. But
Yeah, well, LinkedIn will get there eventually. So hey, if you're tuning in right now, give us a few minutes here. We're just setting up, and in the meantime, you can listen to Sam and K-Dub talk about the Eagles versus the Cowboys and how offense won the game versus defense, and just a little riffing right
okay.
now. Go ahead and keep that going.
So yeah, so let's find out. Let's go a little deeper. Why and how did you become an Eagles fan?
So I'm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, about 2 hours west of Philadelphia, and my dad was born and raised in Philly, so just been a diehard fan since the day I was born.
Yep, that's how Cowboys happened to me. I'm actually the only person on both sides of my family, immediate and extended, not born in Texas. So
Okay.
I was born. My sister was born here, and then my dad got moved to Alabama to open up the future equipment, case equipment, entire factory and business and sales team out in Alabama because he just built Texas, and they were like, "Hey, congrats, good job. Now go to Alabama." And so they moved out there, and then I showed up, and yeah, so we were there until I was 7 or 8, and then we moved to Texas, and it was in that time that I decided, well, I have no other choice. I might as well be a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, so you joined the dark side.
Sure, why not? I mean, AT&T Stadium is kind of like a multi-purpose Death Star spaceship thing. So
I'll give you that.
the first time I saw it, I graduated from the University of Texas at Arlington, which is almost a stone's throw away from the stadium. Truth be told, you would have to be Uncle Rico to hit that stadium with a football. But nonetheless, we watched it. We watched it go up while I was in college, and when it was finished, I remember driving by it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like a spaceship." I was like, "Could you imagine, like, him and freaking Steven Spielberg and all these guys, heavy hitters, getting together, being like, all right, so we're gonna build this thing that looks like a stadium. It plays like a stadium. It holds events like a stadium, but it's truthfully a spaceship."
So what year did you graduate college then?
I graduated fall of 2011.
Okay.
Hey
So
Sam, what is
you're
your Facebook? What's your name on Facebook? Is it Sam Evans? Can't find you.
Yeah, it's Sam Evans, but it's probably hard to find me. I don't know. Let's
Is that him?
see.
Is that him?
No.
No, is your picture of you with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, it is. That's me.
That's you?
Done and
That is
done.
me.
All right, cool.
You met the Arnold.
Yep,
Did he get to the chopper?
he did.
Then you lived.
All right,
Awesome.
here we go. We are now live on Facebook. We're going to kick this off. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We are live on Periscope. We are live on Facebook. We did an excellent job hyping up this event, promoting this event before we started,
We're awesome at
aka
that.
we have not promoted this event at all. So, for the 3 people that are watching this right now, what you are about to experience is a live taping of the new, come in the frame more, Kyle, of the new podcast, The Entrepreneur Experience. So if you missed this live stream, you can tune in to the podcast. It will probably air sometime next week. And we're going to kick it off with Sam Evans, who is a tried and true, battle-tested entrepreneur, the real kind. And that's
As
what we
promised.
talk about on the show. That's what we do.
As promised.
And Sam, you are going to be the first guest to walk through our brand new show format. I know that you've had it in your inbox for quite a while, at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So probably have plenty of time to come up with your answers, I'm sure.
I'm sure. And in the
little
timely
bit.
fashion that we need.
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Yep.
Of course.
Oh, man.
So how do we open this show? Because at some point I'm going to cut here, and that's the podcast audio. So
I was going to say we introduce him and then bring in the intro, the dun, 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 dun.
okay, cool.
Cool.
So Sam Evans,
The fourth.
the fourth.
Not the
Yep.
fifth, not the third. The fourth. May the fourth be with you, Sam. May it.
Okay, we can't.
Absolutely.
I'm having connection issues. All right. It's loading. All right, Sam, we're trying to pull up your LinkedIn profile right now, and of course, right now it's not because we're live streaming. So,
You don't have my phone.
introduce yourself.
So my name is Sam Evans. I'm 22 years old from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. About to be a senior in college, and I own and operate a junk removal company called You Call We Haul.
You call, we haul.
Lost your
Yep.
audio.
Oh, you lost it?
Oh,
Do you want me to go again?
Yes, please.
All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Sam Evans. I'm 22 years old from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. About to be a senior in college at Penn State Altoona, and I own and operate a junk removal company called You Call We Haul.
Okay, so Sam Evans from what city?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So we have Sam Evans from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He is an entrepreneur running a junk removal company called You Call We Haul. Sam, how's it going today?
Fantastic. How about you guys?
Awesome, man. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Experience.
Yes, sir.
So
Welcome.
if you're new to this show, this is about battle-tested entrepreneurs. We're going to get into Sam's story, starting off with extraction. So Sam, tell us something entertaining about yourself that most people probably wouldn't know.
All right, so since we were on the topic of sports before, I'll start it off with when I was 14 through 17, roughly, I was the bat boy for a minor league baseball team here in Harrisburg, the AA team for the Washington Nationals. And I worked with players like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Noah Syndergaard, Francisco Lindor. A ton of great players in the major leagues now have come through. That's kind of what got me started with entrepreneurship because I started selling a lot of their game-used bats, balls, hats, anything I could get my hands on eBay. And then I got threatened to be fired by my boss, but the players didn't care, so I continued and didn't get fired, so it all worked out.
That is awesome.
Nice.
Like I would do the exact same thing if I would have been in your shoes. I would have been like, there's all this stuff that they're gonna throw away and probably never use again.
What was the most money you got for a bat?
I sold a bat for $1,000 when I was like 15.
Wow.
Oh, and did it have like someone's chewed up piece of gum on it too? Or like was like a buy one get one free? Like
Did
why,
it have
why was
tons
it
of
why was it
pine tar?
$1,000?
It was a bat from Bryce Harper, who I don't know if you guys are baseball fans, but he was National League MVP a couple years ago. So he was the most hyped prospect in the game at the time. So it was pretty valuable.
Yep. Bryce Harper, big fan of Bryce Harper. He's one of the main reasons why the Nationals are where they are. So I love his story. So what made you really, from that story, what made you entertain entrepreneurship? Was it that situation or was it that coupled with a few others? Like, take us through that.
So that definitely played a part in it, just seeing how I figured out how to make money at a young age. But really just the whole, freedom behind entrepreneurship is really what drove me to it. And, being able to make your own hours, even though now with my junk removal company, I always tell people the customers make my hours because I'm willing to work 24 hours a day. But yeah, just the whole freedom behind it is what really drove me to it.
Awesome, man. So what is your current entrepreneurial endeavor? So let's get into that a little bit more. So you said you call We Haul, so it's junk removal. Describe that a little bit. So how did that come to be? How did you fall into that line of work?
Yeah, so junk removal is a little different for most entrepreneurs, I guess you could say. I actually read a book about it about a month before the end of my freshman year of college called The Effortless Entrepreneur. It's written by the guys who started College Hunks Hauling Junk, if you're familiar with them. They're a huge franchise based out of Florida. And I read the book and just kind of thought, wow, this would be a really great way for me to make some extra money this summer while I was working at UPS. I was working the 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. shift, so I figured I had the whole day ahead to continue to find some other ways to make money, and junk removal was a great way to do it. So found a truck for $1,000, bought it, started putting up flyers, and next thing I know, I was in business.
Wow.
Wow.
So I guess you could say like you selling bats on eBay and Amazon, whatever, that kind of the arbitrage of buying low, selling high is kind of like what you've translated into this business as well, right? Kind of complements each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of the stuff I get actually isn't junk. So I target very affluent areas as well. So I get a lot of stuff that can be resold, which definitely helps play into the arbitrage of it all.
Very cool. Very cool.
So do you find yourself repurposing these things and spending some time investing into that to resell them, or is it as you find it, people love it and they take on that piece?
Yeah, so I try to sell things as fast as I can, mainly because, like I said, I'm still in college, so I live at home over the summer, and my dad hates when I have stuff sitting in the garage. So I price stuff to sell and try to get rid of stuff within a day or two of having it.
I think that's a total dad thing to do. Hey, you, get that crap out of my
Absolutely.
garage. And while you're at it,
Absolutely.
go grab a broom and sweep that.
So,
Yep.
so Sam, how long have you been on this journey, this entrepreneur journey?
So I really started with entrepreneurship, back when I was selling the bats and stuff on eBay. But even before that, I started building Facebook pages and sold a few of them. I had one page go over 3.5 million likes. Sold that when I was 14. Had another one with over 800,000, another one with over 500,000. So that was really my first taste of entrepreneurship. But then, I started in high school when I started selling on eBay because after realizing the money that could be made on eBay selling game used items, I started going to yard sales, thrift stores, anywhere I could get used items and flip them for more money.
Dude, that's awesome,
That
man.
sounds like somebody we know.
Sounds like somebody we know, we've heard of, yeah. but but yeah, so tell us a little bit more about that. So um, let's get into two things. We want to get into like the epic low, like the lowest moment in your journey, and then we'll go into the euphoric high. So take us to that epic low. Like, what was the lowest point of your journey where like it was just like, man, do I continue doing this? Something maybe bad happened. Like, really take us there.
So I haven't had too many like epic lows, but I almost quit junk removal like 3 weeks into it, my first summer. The truck broke down and I was so pissed. I was just like, yo, fuck this. Like, why am I doing this? Like, this truck sucks. Like, I can't even have a business now. But luckily, it was just a minor repair, and continued with the business. So that was probably the most epic low I've had, but I try not to get too low or too high on anything during this journey. So try to stay pretty level-headed.
That's good, man. I think that's a great mindset to have. Now, here's the question is after you got pissed off and you got it fixed, were you met with more walls or were you met with more business and it affirmed that you need to keep going after fixing the truck?
I was definitely met with more business. My first summer was it wasn't slow per se, but I just didn't have the whole business like in place to really get it booming. The second summer took off a little bit more, and this summer is the first summer that I've actually become a legal business, filed for an LLC. So that's really what's taken it off. But yeah, I hit some barriers after that, but the business continued to come in as soon as I got the truck fixed.
Congratulations, man. I think that's how you know that you are continuing to be on the same path and a path of growth and prosperity is when you meet that wall and you knock that wall down and right behind that wall is more opportunity instead of more walls.
Absolutely.
So I don't tell us, have you had that euphoric high, that major high within it where you're like, this is it, this is why I'm here? I mean, from our end, we haven't gotten there yet, but maybe from your end, like, have you made it to that euphoric high place yet, or are you trending upwards towards it? Take us there.
So I've had like I'd say like mini euphoric highs, like just days where I've just absolutely crushed it, made way more money than I've ever thought I could in a day. But then like I really haven't. I can't say I've had like
Excuse me.
a crazy experience that's really put me at like a euphoric high in my journey that said like I've made it or anything because I think I'm nowhere near that.
That's great.
So what do you consider yourself to be like an expert in? I use that word loosely, but It starts with E. So what do you consider yourself to be like an expert in? Like, what do you like? What's your superpower?
I don't know if I have a superpower. I mean, I can remove the hell out of a couch.
There you go.
But no, I'm just kidding. I'd say negotiating is a strong suit of mine, just because I have to negotiate pretty much every single job I go on. And my dad was a car salesman, so I've been learning how to negotiate my entire life, and I've been negotiating stuff at yard sales too, for flipping items and stuff as well from eBay back in the day. But yeah, I'd say negotiating is probably my strong suit at this point. I don't know if I'd say I'm an expert by any means, but
Yes.
that's definitely something that I pride myself in.
And that's awesome. That's a skill that is going to take you into any industry, and it'll kind of go across any walk of life that exists. So, I mean, that's awesome, man. That you've discovered that at such a young age that that's what you're good at. So many people are still struggling to find that one thing that they're really good at, that thing that they are, again, loosely an expert at.
Hmm.
And understanding how powerful negotiation is at the age that you're at, and hey, I am a firm believer that age is just laps around a sun. So your
Hmm.
22 is vast different and could be far more reaching than my 30, 31 laps. But at that stage that you're at, knowing that, man, that's so powerful. And being able to know that you enjoy that piece and that it is a part of every level of business, whether it be entrepreneurial, corporate America, whatever, negotiation has to be had on both sides of the fence. So, man, congrats. High five through the screen. That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we have a scenario for you. You have just been ejected from your business, okay? U-Haul is now completely out of business, bankrupt, lawsuits, all kinds of things. You are left with $5,000 and 24 hours with a mission of starting a new business. What are the next three steps you take, and what business are you going to create?
So, well, if junk removal wasn't off the table, I would definitely do that. That's something I'd recommend to anybody. If you got $5,000 and don't know what to do, junk removal is easy. You don't need to know
You're
anything.
banned from that industry now.
Banned from it? Okay,
Hmm.
then I'm going back to eBay. I'd probably spend the $5,000 buying wholesale lots. You can buy wholesale lots online and flip them for 5 times the cost. And with $5,000, you get two or three of them, and that'd be the first thing I would do. Then from there, I'd leverage that money into something else. But just to make more money off the beginning of it, I would probably get into wholesale lots and start flipping on eBay because anyone can do that as well.
So you would take 24 hours to take your money, to make more money, to do more.
Yep, absolutely.
That's awesome.
What would be what would be the steps you would take? Like really walk us through a couple, like just three steps, kind of high level.
Okay, I'd first of all I'd go on eBay and look at what's selling, find out what the trends are in the marketplace. Then I'd go on to wholesale websites, see what I can get for the least amount of money, see how many lots I could purchase. I'd try to maximize my dollar, try to buy as many single items as I can that I could flip for probably 3 to 4 times the item price. And then I would start listing them on eBay directly off of my phone. Takes no effort to do it. Takes 2 minutes to list an item. It's very simple, and then I'd put systems in place to store all the inventory.
That's a great answer.
It's a great answer.
That's a
And then
phenomenal answer.
so then you mentioned that you would take that money and re-leverage it. So last question on this section: how would you impact the world? Everyone cares a lot more about impact right now than anything else, legacy. So how would you actually impact the world starting that business?
Starting an eBay business, I'm not sure how I would impact the world per se, but like long term, with the more money that I'd leverage, I'd try to do stuff to give back and give some experiences to younger entrepreneurs that would help them throughout the future.
Very cool. Very
Very,
cool.
very awesome. All right, so
Exhale.
time to exhale a little bit. A little mindfulness, a little alignment. What are the two worst excuses entrepreneurs give?
They don't have money and they don't have time. Both are complete bullshit, in my opinion.
Ha! Take that, entrepreneurs.
We all have the same 24 hours in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like every day is a gift. You only get 24 hours. We all have the same 24. The next day
Yep.
is a new day. It's a new gift. The day before, get rid of it. You just have today. 24 hours to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And on the flip side, what is the single best piece of advice that you have ever received as an entrepreneur or from a fellow entrepreneur?
So I'd say the best piece of advice that I've gotten from my mentor would be that everything is negotiable. It's helped me a lot when I've realized, like through my business, because I try to negotiate every price. I have set prices that I use for my business, but there's also a lot of times where people want to negotiate with you and stuff. So you have to know your worth, know what your time's worth, and stick to your guns and be able to tell people that this is what my time's worth. And no matter what you say, like if you're trying to negotiate down, I'm not going to do the job for you. And they're just either going to have to accept your price or you walk.
Yep. Know what you're worth and throw what you know.
Know what you're worth. And
Absolutely.
All right, awesome, man.
So, last piece, excuse me, coffee. Last piece, engage. How can anybody who watched this or anybody who hears this, how can they reach out to you? How can they follow you? How can they tell us how people can come and find you?
So if you're looking for me personally, I would go on LinkedIn, search Sam Evans the fourth, Sam Evans IV. Should be the only one on there, so I'm pretty easy to find. And then for social media, for my business standpoint, it's at You Call We Haul PA on Facebook, Instagram. Don't have a Twitter just because I feel like my market really isn't on there. Probably should get on there, but just haven't done that yet. No excuse for that. But yeah, You Call We Haul PA on Instagram and Facebook. You can find the business right there, and LinkedIn. So
Yeah, and if you are in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area and you need junk removal, give Sam a call at
717-497-5287.
You call, he'll haul.
We haul. Absolutely.
Cool. Thanks for joining us today, Sam. Appreciate you sharing your experience with the world.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.